We welcome you back to Longhorn Weekly with head basketball coach Shaka Smart, coming your way from Pluckers, the West Campus location here in Austin. Like we said, Senior Day is coming up Saturday. It's always a special time, and we can talk a little more about the feelings and emotions that go into Senior Day. But I want to give you the chance, Shaka, to tell us a little bit about our first special guest, who is indeed a senior.
Ryan McClurg. He's been part of the program for quite a while, longer than me, and has seen a lot of great moments here at Texas. And he's a guy that we really appreciate because of his enthusiasm and energy and passion. He's got a maturity about him that is very, very beneficial for our team, particularly when you have a lot of younger guys. And, you know, Ryan, he has a lot of great things going for him. That extend well beyond, you know, what he does for our team and with our team. One of those is whenever I tell him, hey, you should read this book or you should read that book, by about the next week he has it read. So good to have you on the show, Ryan.
Thanks for having me, Coach.
Now, how many books would you say Coach gives you during the course of a season to read?
I'd say he's given me probably 20 books over the course of, yeah.
And what is it? What's the subject matter? What does it range from?
It'll range anything from like self-improvement to philosophy to sports to basically any subject matter that he believes will make you a better person. And so it'll be, you know, any subject, and whenever he recommends me a book, I'm reading it. No questions asked.
Now,
I wish there was more players like that.
Yeah, I was going to ask you. I mean, do you do that with how many of the players would you say, A, that you're recommending book reading to, and B, that they're taking you up on it and getting it read and in a pretty quick fashion?
Well, I'll tell you a story from this past summer that it was a little disappointing to me, but I guess it's more a reflection on kids these days.
Right.
As you know, we went to Australia, and we literally, I believe, had over 40 hours of airplane travel ahead of us. So my thought was, hey, why don't I get each guy a book? Because we're going to be on the plane for so long, you know, for 40 hours. You could take, I don't know, 5 of them and do a little bit of reading. So I ended up getting 7 different books and splitting the guys on the players and then some guys on our staff up into groups of 3. So there were 7 groups of 3, 21 people. And
all working on one book at a time?
No, it was 7. It was one book for each group of 3.
Okay.
And I picked all books that I had read, and I picked books that I thought might be applicable to the people in that group for some reason or another. Ryan was one of the guys that read his book, but let's just say that
not everyone was able to complete the task.
Not everyone was able to finish. And I remember when we got back, I said, how could you not read? You had all that time. And they said, well, Coach, you know, I had movies and I
was sleeping.
I guess I was a little naive. There was a lot of other things to do on the plane with today's technology.
Now, did you designate it in advance? And why did you group the ones you grouped in the groups that you did?
Well, remember, Ryan, we met upstairs in Cooley right before we left. And I had 2 boxes with books. I just gone to Book People, the bookstore. And I said, okay, here's your guys' book. And I had in these 3 guys a book. And then here's this group. And so, yeah, I thought through it. I like that kind of stuff. I mean, I read long time ago how Phil Jackson used to give his guys with the Chicago Bulls and later the Lakers books. And I don't know how many of those guys read the books, but I'm sure some of them did.
Now, Ryan, was it like, again, group reading? Did the 3 of you like share the book and discuss it? I mean, how did that all work?
So each person in the group got a book, and our book was it The Catcher in the Rye?
Yeah.
I think it was. Yeah. And so we all read the book kind of independently, and then afterwards, me and Jericho's in my group, we talked about it and talked to Coach Smart about it, kind of what you learned from reading it, your thoughts, just kind of some reflections. And so it was pretty cool that we all read the book in our group and then got to talk about it.
Ryan's been a terrific mentor for Jericho. They were roommates in Australia. They've been roommates all year on the road. And Jericho's obviously at the very early stages of his journey, and he's been fortunate to have Ryan around him all year long.
Is he as quiet as a roommate as he is to everybody else outside of the room?
No. No.
So there's a side of him we're not seeing yet.
There is a side of him you're not seeing. And it's, he gets more comfortable as the year goes on with players and, coaches and everybody and, people at Texas. You see more of his personality. And I really kind of got to see more of Jericho as the year's gone on being a roommate with him, and it's been a lot of fun.
Does he have a good sense of humor?
Oh, he's hilarious.
Really?
He's probably one of the funniest guys on the team. He just doesn't say that much.
That's interesting. Have you talked to him about how he might draw himself out a little more? I mean, because I know the coaches do, but it's different with peers. It's different with peers than it is with coaches, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, we talk, and we're always encouraging Jericho to talk more, especially on the court, right? You need his voice out there, and so he's been working on that. But in the locker room, he's more vocal as the kind of year goes on, and we always tease him, you got to talk more, because he's really funny when he says stuff. He'll say some comments and just have the whole locker room cracking up. So
how different is this group, Ryan? That as Coach mentioned, you've been here for a while. So how different is this group from, say, the other teams that you've been a part of here at the University of Texas? Personality-wise and driven and everything they've had to go through, by the way.
I would say I've been a part of 5 different teams now here at UT. And, one of the main ones was that senior class with Lammert and Ridley and all those guys. And, I would say that this team is really young. And we have been through a lot. I haven't been a part of any of the teams I've been through in the past, really haven't had to kind of, battle through adversity and kind of go through what we've been through. And I think, I'm proud of all the guys on the team because they've shown a resiliency in a fight to be, three key players down at Kansas and, keep it a competitive game and close, up until the very end. There's times in the past where we've gone to Kansas, it hasn't been competitive.
Right.
But down 3 key players against the Kansas team on their senior night, these young guys who I've been so proud of watching them grow up this whole year, they fought the whole night.
You do realize that by saying this is a very young team, it's directly proportional to the fact that you're getting older.
Yes. Yes, I do realize that. And I remember being a freshman. And it seems like just the other day. And you think you have it all figured out, especially when you're a freshman. And then you look back and you're like, sheesh.
What did I know, right?
What did I know?
Exactly.
What did I know?
All right, we're going to continue our conversation with Ryan McClurg. We're going to talk about his final year at the University of Texas and more when Longhorn Weekly with head coach Shaka Smart continues in a moment. 10 seconds to play in the ballgame. Roach left side, still well away from the bucket. Now they trap him. 5 seconds. They got to hurry. Roach down the lane. 3, 2, off the glass. Good! It's good! 1.2 inbounded. Ball game. Longhorns win it. Texas wins. Turnabout is 65-64. Fair play. Our special guest during this portion of the program is senior Ryan McClurg. Never a doubt in your mind that Snoop was going to be able to turn that around and get that drive to the bucket, even when his back is to the basket with 4 going on 3 before he spins and drives in.
Yeah, there's never a doubt. Snoop is one of the hardest players to stay in front of, I think, in college basketball. And so it was just a matter of time before, he had that extra second, crossed over and got to the basket and jumped off the wrong foot and finished with the other hand.
And that's the way he planned it, right?
Yeah, that's exactly how we drew it up. That's exactly how we drew it up.
Okay.
Exactly how we drew it up.
Yeah, and it just the way he did it, and just a little scoop and shovel right in.
It was easy, right? He just kind of I do that in practice all the time.
Sure you do. I know. Our guest each week, in this case, is Ryan McClurg, is presented by ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. We have a question here from Becca. Where's Becca? Becca has a question here in the house. Becca wants to know, as a member of Last Ones Off the bench. What are your thoughts on the Texas football sideline shenanigans for the past season? First of all, I think you need to explain last one's off the bench. But we've had Joe Schwartz on here to talk a little bit about it. But a little review never hurts.
Yeah. So last one's off the bench was originally created by me and Danny Newsom, who is now in Houston working and graduated. He was a 4-year walk-on here. And we had 5 walk-ons one year, which is pretty crazy.
You, Danny.
Me, Danny, Terrell, Murray, Brandon, Allums, and Joe. 5 guys, and that was quite the scout team back in the day. But we were like, what's a way to kind of get the fans involved, get the community involved, get kind of on social media. Get more
and you
people
guys
out.
stay engaged.
And
right.
we stay engaged, right? And so, we had 5 guys kind of doing some different things. We'd always travel on the road and take pictures at, opposing venues. And it was just a fun way to kind of, stay engaged, get engaged with the community, kind of tweet out and get involved.
Yeah. All right. So to Becca's question, what were your thoughts about the Longhorn football sideline stuff going on?
So they definitely followed in our footsteps, I would say.
Took a note from you.
Yeah. But they had a lot of great stuff. They posted great content. I really loved their Nickelback video.
Yes.
I have to give them huge props on that one because that was really, really cool.
When you arrived on campus, what were your expectations for being a part of the program and doing what you do? What were your expectations?
Well, I think as any freshman, when you get on campus and you start to become part of the basketball team, you want to play, right? And so I kind of had a dream that I wanted to play at Texas coming out of high school. And then, you kind of start working in practice, then you realize if you're going up against Miles Turner and Cam Ridley, it's going to be hard to steal minutes at that position,
True. And Coach Barnes back then didn't even have to tell you that. The coaching staff didn't have to tell you. You were able to kind of discover that on your own.
Yeah. They were just a few inches taller, a little quicker, and a little more athletic. They just did some things I couldn't. And then it kind of progresses as you get older and you junior, senior, you realize, what are the ways I can help the team? Because at the end of the day, I just want to win games. That's all I really care about. I don't care if, I'm on a radio show or doing whatever, playing any minutes. I just want to win. Want to, see our team advance in the NCAA tournament and have these guys experience something really special. And so it's, can you bring energy, enthusiasm, maybe it's mentorship like, Coach Smart was talking about with Jericho. It's, what can you bring? You just start racking your brain. How can I help the team? And that's the kind of mentality that I've kind of developed over the years. It was not like that my freshman year.
Right. You're sitting there thinking maybe, hey, 10 points, 8 rebounds a game, whatever, something like that, right?
Yeah, exactly. But that never occurred.
Right. So I think that takes a very mature mindset to understand that they're not only are other guys going to have that kind of role and a lot of that, but that you get the opportunity to figure out how you can contribute in a different way, right?
Yeah, exactly. And that honestly, that's just come with time. It's really just come with time, and you just start looking, and you're like, how can I help these guys? And a lot of it is mentorship. When you're kind of senior on a young team, like, here's what it's going to be like playing at Kansas. You're not going to get a lot of calls. Things aren't going to go your way, or stuff's going to happen. You just got to battle through that, and it's been so rewarding, I would say, watching our team grow and develop, especially this year. Guys grow up right before your eyes. And it's been really, really cool to be a part of that and see their growth and kind of see how they've done throughout the season.
All right, so you've stood at the bench area on senior day 4 times now in the past and watched other guys go through.
Yeah, I have.
What do you think it's going to be like for you on Saturday?
It'll probably be pretty emotional. Texas has been a huge part of my life for the past 5 years. Texas basketball has been basically a full-time job, right? And the relationships I've been able to make with our coaches and our staff here and the players are truly bonds that'll last a lifetime. Yeah. Texas basketball is truly a family, and the guys that I'm with are my brothers. And it'll be hard for me to say goodbye, but I know that the program's in great hands. The guys are in great hands. They got a coach who loves and cares about them. And so I can say, you know, when I leave, I did everything I could to try to help the team win and pass the torch to the young guys.
What do you want to do beyond college?
So I believe that when I get out of college, I want to try to find a job in the commercial real estate industry. I've been talking to some former basketball guys in that industry, and it's pretty exciting, I think, the opportunity to develop and create space and provide an opportunity or venue for people to come to experience and be a part of and impact the community in a positive way. I think that's a huge thing. You can create change, and especially right here in Austin, because I really want to stay in Austin.
Kind of feeling you're going to be successful in whatever you do.
Hopefully.
Thanks for joining us, Ryan.
Thank you so much, Greg. I appreciate it.
Ryan McClurg with us, Longhorn senior. Shaka Smart rejoins us when Longhorn Weekly continues here from Pluckers on the Longhorn Network and the Longhorn IMG Radio Network.